How about this one? When was when was your moment of, oh shit, I'm a dad, and not looking at the blue, the pregnancy test. I'm talking, where was your clear cut moment? Like, oh my god, this is fatherhood, or this is so cool, or I'm a dad.
Okay. Okay. Well, for me, all right. When there were two moments. They were maybe a day or two apart. Okay, the first one was when I held Becca for the first time. When doctor because so my wife got a C-section, right? And the dads are supposed to stay
behind her
by the head,
Yeah.
right? Because there's a curtain.
Curtain.
There's a curtain. So and my wife got the epidural, so she's very very sedated, right? So she's very calm, right? And so there's calm on one side of the curtain and fucking violence like on the other side.
Oh, okay, got it. Her legs and
It's just that the doctors are like just fucking going to work. You know what I mean? I was like,
Forceps.
right? And
making a Caesar.
buddy, I'm telling you, man. Like, there is a rack. So this is you don't know this until you've seen your
Yes.
wife go through something.
Yes.
There is a rack. All right, there is a rack beside the doctor with numbers for the cloths that they used to like damp
Soak up the blood.
soak up the blood.
Okay.
There's a rack with numbers.
Okay.
I'm like, nurse, bakit may numbers? Baka kasi may maiwan. May maiwan? like, what do you mean may maiwan? Like, okay, so this is a funny side note. But,
Saan yung trap kanina?
yeah, exactly.
Uh-oh. Na-stitch mo na?
Ay, shit. Alam mo yun? So, but dude, once I got to hold my child, everything just it just felt so real in the moment. I'm like, okay, what do I do now? Right? Like, oh fuck. And then so thankfully Tina has some experience.
Yes.
So stay up, learn how to change a diaper, this like that. And then this is I'll share this. Shout out Kuya Kim. Kuya Kim, this is my favorite Kuya Kim story. So he comes to pay us a visit in St. Luke's in the hospital, and he was there for a short while, but he sits me down, and this is one of my favorite moments in my life, really, where he goes, because it was so poignant. And he just looks at me and goes, Raff, fatherhood is a mile marker in your life. It's such a big event. I'm paraphrasing. It's such a big event that you will only think of life in terms of before I had kids and currently.
Yeah.
And it's that.
It's that.
Yeah.
It's that.
Nailed it.
It's really that. It's like, okay, this is the day you grew up.
Yep.
Right? It's like, and I'm sorry if I'm gonna say something that's a hot take, but you don't really grow up. You don't really grow up in life until you actually are responsible for somebody that isn't you.
Yeah.
That is fully dependent. 100% of their life
Yeah.
is on you. Like, do they get to eat? Do they get to sleep? Do they get to rest? Do they get? Are they clean? Are they? Buddy, that's you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. So that really, like it clicked. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
ding. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I realized the gravity of the moment.
Yep.
That's
And-
very similar to. That's exactly where
Yeah.
I was going to take it. Actually, so you
Yeah.
already took it there. Because for
Yeah.
me, it was. I hear about this moment when you and I can't say that happened to me
Right.
the same way it happened to you.
Yeah.
I did hold Alex first. He was my eldest. And
Yeah.
yes, there was a lot of emotion, but if I'm really truly honest, if I'm answering your question truly honestly, when it really hit me was when we got evicted, and because it's exactly what you're talking about. It was not the overwhelming emotion of, oh my God, I'm a dad. It's like, what am I going to do? Because there's no pause button on this
Right.
anymore.
Yes.
So like everything, almost
There's
everything
no
else.
opt-out.
There's no, yeah.
Yeah.
There's almost everything else has a pause button. You can, work it out, a job, a this and that. But this, no matter what happens, it keeps going.
Yeah.
And what you just said about the life before kids and after kids, you realize that that's it. That's a forever commitment. And it really hit me hard. So it's not the most glamorous story, but when we got evicted from our place and all of us were in bad shape, meaning my brother, my mother, myself, my wife, my kids, we just didn't have it.
Yeah.
We were so broke. I was earning $12K a month at the time. And I actually went through the motions of looking for a place. And even back then, that was 2000, I think, year 2000. Even back then, 12K did not get you the close. We can't spend 12K if you earn 12K, right? You're looking at about 6K, which is already irresponsible
Right.
to spend half your
Yeah.
money. But 6K, the average apartment you saw had a chalk outline of the last tenant. Some yellow tape outside. That was the kind of caliber you were looking at. But I remember thinking this is about as real as it gets, because I can't wallow in my own pity. I can't sit here going, "Oh, wow, I can't be the
Yeah.
victim," because this does not stop.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
kid
yeah.
needs to eat. This kid's need. And then it really hit me hard, because I remember thinking to myself, "Oh my God, you have one job as a father, just one job, to provide for this kid,
Yeah.
and you can't even do that."
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that just grabbed me by my, oh my God, I've never, the most sobering moment I've had in my life, because I'm still getting, like, I'm choking up now, because it's not a position I would wish anybody to be in.
Right.
But it also, like you said, this is what creates later on you can't go through this without that kind of adversity, and it's what gives the relationship value.
Right.
Because now
1000%.
you have to do it. There's no choice. You gotta figure it out. And I remember how I figured it out. I was like, okay, I was able to get an apartment, just a fluke. I was able to get an apartment from a coworker, and that coworker, I was working on radio, hosting a 6 to 9 a.m. shift, and she was hosting a 9 to 12. She was right after me.
Okay.
She wanted to take 6 weeks off, and she wanted to go and 6 weeks off.
Yeah.
She said, "I heard you're looking for an apartment. If you're looking for an apartment, it's a studio. I mean, it's small. It's like 18 square meters and stuff. But hey, if you take over my shift, you can have it for 6 weeks. Just 6 weeks, because I'm going to renovate." So it bought me enough time, but the timing was perfect, because I didn't know where I was going to live.
Wow.
So I moved into this place. Oh my God, it was so small. It was so small. There was 3 of us, right? It was so small. You
It's a
have to
room.
step outside to
It's a
change your
room.
mind. Yeah,
It's a
that's
room.
how.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a room. And I eventually said, okay, I got to make it work. I was working from 6 a.m. to 12 noon on air. That was live. At 12 noon, I would put the microphone down and I put on my sales cap, and I was a salesman for the radio station. So I would go
Really?
to the advertising agencies.
Accounts.
Yes, and I had my board and my PowerPoints and my projector and everything, and I would sell the radio station. And if anyone bought, I would
Commission.
go back. Yes, I got commission.
Yeah.
And at 6 p.m., because the agency shut, I would go back to the office. And from 6 till midnight, I would be the production manager, because I was making all of the commercials. So that was the only way I could get out of that hole. So I was working from
Hustle.
6 a.m. till 12 midnight every day.
Wow.
But it was eventually enough to get me out of that hole. But how else are you going to find that energy and that unless you're put in that spot?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
what made me dig deep, and that's what
Yeah.
made me realize, to answer your question, when did it really sink in? I wish it was a happier moment. I wish I could have shared more of it, but that was, if I'm being truthful, when it really hit, you're a dad.
Wow.
And
Yep.
there is no opt-out, there is no pause button.